Bike shows, eh? There's loads of them about. You see them everywhere. But how, as an organiser, do you go about setting one up? We're here at Bike Live, which is a National Agricultural Centre in Warwickshire. But if you were the organiser and you're faced with a foot and mouth epidemic and it was snowing first thing in the morning, you must be a bit worried. But let's have a word with him. His name's Chaz Mitchell. Now, Chaz, how are you? You're not looking too bad.
Well,
a bit red round the eyes.
Jeff, I think I can just about see it clearly out of both eyes, but it's touch and go at the moment.
Yeah, it's been quite a thing, hasn't it? I mean, you've been up all night, haven't you, setting this up?
Well, you know, it's last minute panics, things that you just want to try and get right, and then out on the streets putting road signs up as you do.
Yeah, and no matter how carefully you plan, you don't plan for a foot and mouth epidemic, obviously, do you?
No, I hadn't actually envisaged that one, but I mean, to be fair, I'm sure the farmers hadn't either. I mean, a lot of people have phoned us because they find it strange that here we are at the NAC, and we're running a bike show in the middle of a foot and mouth epidemic.
Yeah, I know. Well, look, it is the National Agricultural Centre in Warwickshire. I haven't had a bike show here before, so what made you pick on this? You know, what went through your planning?
Yeah, not a bike show of this type. I came, in fact, we're in the Strollers restaurant here, Jeff. I came to Stoneleigh last May for their open day. We flew over the site in a helicopter, and I just said to them, we're doing a bike show here. I don't know what it's called, I don't know when I'm doing it, but I'm doing a bike show here. Put me down for one.
Yeah, what was that? Just because you had plenty of space and you had enclosed exhibition
the space was here. I had a really, really good feeling for the venue.
Yeah.
It's absolutely slap central in the middle of the country, and I thought, it's just got to be done.
There's a considerable investment in these things. I know you wouldn't want to tell me how much, but just for our viewers, I think they'd be interested. Is there around sort of an estimate? Is it more than than a few thousand?
If you were looking at putting on a show of this nature seriously, then you are heading towards, if not going through, six figures.
Did you look on the sort of Midlands and sort of, well, that could do with the show because there isn't one close to the massive centre of Birmingham?
I didn't really. When we're always looking at shows, we're looking for venues, and sometimes it works well that it's very, very central, such as Stoneleigh.
Yeah.
But other times we've had great shows down at Exeter. I do a lot of work for Bewley, and of course we're right down on the coast there in Hampshire, just near Southampton.
Yeah.
And that works great, but of course all you've got coming over the channel, apart from a few bikers, are sort of ducks and fish. So, you know, you don't have to be central, you just have to put a good event on.
That's right, and you're tending, a lot of these shows, they're moving the event to the people instead of the people having to travel to the event.
Most certainly. Also, you're looking at the style of event. They want to see the 2001 models, and they've got them, you know, from all the majors. They're here today. They've got some bike engine cars, which are a bit of fun. We've got a fantastic BMX show. It's bike, okay, so I didn't say motorcycle, I just said bike. And the BMX guys here, and there's 9 riders putting on an amazing show.
And that's in the hall, is it?
That's in Hall 1.
Right.
And outside, of course, the usual stunt shows, which I like to be associated with. As you know, I manage Terry Grant, and he is like a total star. But we've got Kevin Carmichael, and Kevin's worth every penny, and Jason. I think a combination of those three, pretty hard to beat.
And now it's stopped snowing, we'll actually be able to see what they can do, won't we?
Do you mean I can take my wellies off at last?
At a bike show, I know what you're thinking, have they gone mad? This isn't a Westfield, this is yet another variation, but this one's got 2 ZX9 engines in. That's an 8-cylinder, if you can't count. And this bloke, Chris Allinson, is the man who's put it together. He's from ZCars, and he modifies these Tiger cars. Have I got that the right way around, Chris?
Yeah, that's right. It's based on a Tiger race chassis, and we put 1 or 2 bike engines in, whatever you want.
And how do these things come about? Because I know you've been involved in some motorsport, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been autograss racing for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
And for the last, all that time, I've built all my own cars. For the last 7 years, we've built twin-engined and single-engined, bike-powered autograss cars and sold 350 of them. Yeah. So we've got quite a bit of expertise.
A lot of nutters out there.
The autograss labs there.
The bike engines, I mean, they've got fantastic power-to-weight ratio. They're very efficient engines, aren't they, compared with the car stuff?
They are, tremendously. I mean, you're looking at 2 engines there, 150 kilos the way, 300 horsepower.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
Well, I know from reading your little spec sheet, it's 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds,
Yep.
0 to 100 in 6.5 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, this is into Formula One territory, isn't it?
It is, that's right. I mean, the new Arrows twin-seater that the corporate people use,
know, yeah.
it's 0 to 100 in 5.5 seconds,
Yeah.
so we're only a second short of
So
that.
it's pretty close. I mean, this is
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic performance. And who are buying them? Are they bikers?
Yeah, basically, I mean, there's a lot of bikers similar sort of age to myself, 40s. They've had bikes all their lives, maybe had a little accident, had a bad leg or something like that, so they can get into one of these, they can drive it, they still get the buzz, the noise, the
Yeah.
thrill of the speed, but it is a little bit safer.
Yeah.
And obviously it keeps the wife happy and they get their bit of fun as well.
And what's it like on a racetrack? Somewhat mega, as you think?
Oh yeah, tremendous. I mean,
Yeah.
you're going into corners like Redgates at Donington, 100 mile an hour,
Yeah.
four-wheel drift it in,
Yeah.
bit of power on and slide it off the corner, fifth, sixth gear, through Craner curves at 120. It's better than sex. It really is.
All magic stuff. Tell me, let's get down to the cost, because this, you can build this yourself, can you?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can buy the basic kit, which is everything you see here, less the engines.
Yeah.
That's 17 grand plus the VAT.
Right.
You'd build a car realistically for yourself for about 22.
Right.
Or you can buy a turnkey car for 29,950.
Right.
So it's pound for horsepower, it's a cheap car.
And how about going one of these, then, eh?
I think you ought to.
Yeah,
You
well,
ought to,
I think I ought to as well. So
That's
if
right.
we can arrange that sometime, is that all right?
That'd be absolutely super.
Okay, thanks. Of course, many bike stunt riders actually started out on BMX, because you've got to start somewhere. And just check these guys out. One day, they might be bike stunt riders as well. Ah, look, a little monkey. But what's a monkey doing at a bike show? That's because there's monkey bikes here. This one's a standard one, straight as it comes from Honda, the fold-up bars, stick it in your boot, cost you about 850 quid. Ride it on a moped licence, because it'll only do about 30 mile an hour. This one is a special one. This is developed by Monkey Bikes UK, and I really like this. Look at this Ducati-style dry clutch on it. Look at the swinging arm, eccentric chain adjusters there. WP rear suspension, upside-down front forks. Look at it. There's even an oil cooler on the front here and a steering damper. And this colour scheme is very neat. Bit sort of Harley-esque, you know, like the Sportster, the orange and the white. But look, it looks really trick and neat. And these twin exhausts sticking up there, I mean, slightly mad, but you can't help but smile, can you? But the one I really like is the latest one they've developed, this Gorilla. It's good for a big monkey, isn't it? I'm sure gorillas won't mind that. Look at this one, absolutely beautiful. It's got all its bodywork on it. And round this side, I'll come here so I can show you better. Twin overhead camshaft engine. This engine starts off as 49cc. In fact, down there, it still says it is, but it's 115cc. 80 mile an hour performance out of this one. Again, it's got special forks to kick the front wheel out a bit. Beautiful little oil cooler up the front there. And again, this swinging arm at the back, all polished alloy, all specially made. Again, eccentric chain adjusters there. Look at the alloy wheels, neat little exhaust system. 80 mile an hour performance, a real little cracker. As I say, you just got to smile. If you can smile at 12,000 quid, that is. But it's good, isn't it? I like it. I'm going to grab a test ride on one of these too. Well, I'll tell you what, we've had enough monkeying round at this first ever Bike Live, and so I'll see you next week.